Well, good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to Engage Academy webinar presented by Landis Associates. And my name is Rich Landis, and I will be your host today. What we're going to be talking about today is the apps. I'll share my screen here. The apps that drive QuickBooks Online. So I'm excited to be talking about this with you today. We're going to be covering quite a few things today regarding apps, but I thought it might be quick just to talk about what is an app. If you recall back in the iPhone campaign, I came out with the slogan, said there's an app for that. So basically, an app is a program that was primarily designed back in the day for the mobile platform, but now has come out many more applications. So just a few logistics before we get started. Again, I welcome you. I'm glad to have you on board. We do have a question and answer panel that you should see available. So if you do have any questions as we go along, feel free to jot your questions there. And Crystal Eisenhower is on board with me today. She'll be answering the questions. And if there's ones that need to be discussed between the group, we'll discuss those at the end. And also at the end, there will be a questionnaire that we'd appreciate that you would fill that out and to help us with future topics, with our webinar series. So what are we doing here with apps? And, there's a ton of apps out here, for QuickBooks. Basically you can see just a smidgen here. And so what we did, we looked at certain things. We looked at certain things, looking at QuickBooks Online and what works in conjunction with QuickBooks Online. So we looked at, what type of apps, what type of challenges do we have here? What problems do we have? What do we want to accomplish with the apps and that save time, efficiency, et cetera. So one of the things we're looking at here is we want to say goodbye to your box of receipts and the filing cabinet. Paper is interesting. If anybody saw my office, they realized that I cannot manage paper. So we try to get everything on our system, in digital format. So the one thing we're looking at here with QBO apps is, saying goodbye to the box of receipts, et cetera. So also we're looking at streamlining the data entry process. We can do a lot today where items can be read, can be OCR'd, optical scanning recognition, and automatically input. So along with that, then we're looking at increasing efficiency here. If we're sitting here spending a lot of time just doing data entry, we're not maximizing the best use of our time. So we're looking to increase efficiency. And then at the end of the day, though, what's near and dear to my heart is to stay on top of your finances. In the business environment, we have to know, what these numbers are telling us. And with that, then we have this information. We can easily set goals and targets and see if we're meeting them. What has to be done? What type of planning has to be done as far as reaching these goals? And at the end of the day, hey, you can save time, do more things that you're passionate about. I have yet to meet a business owner that gets up in the morning and jumps up and down and says, goody, hey, I get to do the bookkeeping today. I get to look at the financials, everything like that. So you got into business because you're passionate about what you do. And with these apps that we're going to be talking about today, it will allow you to become more efficient and at the end of the day, do what you want to do. So what's some of the problems that as a business owner, as a business person here, what do we challenge with? So we have this mountains of paper. It seems even though we're utilizing technology more and more each day, we still have this issue with paper. And how do you manage it? How you stay on top of it? We have a little story we like to tell here at the office where we had a client that sent his tax data and then sent a whole bunch of paper that we had to go through. And as we're going through these receipts that they sent in, lo and behold, we dumped it out here, and there's a piece of cheese, in with their data. So I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but not only do we get mountains of paper problems, but we also have other items to contend with sometimes. So what's one of the apps that we like, that helps us again, manage this mountain of paper. There's an app called Receipt Bank. It's put out by a company in England. But it's an excellent. I think this is one of the greatest apps that has been developed for QuickBooks. In the recent years, it basically it allows you to get rid of the clutter. You can manage all your expenses. Eliminate data entry. It's very simple to use. Basically all you do. I mean, there's a mobile platform, a mobile app that goes with it, but basically at the end of the day, you're taking a picture. You're sending this up to Receipt Bank, and Receipt Bank will pull the information from that, and then it gets seamlessly goes over to QuickBooks, and everything's done. So, I mean, it has increased the efficiency in our office as we utilize this app, and I have many clients that are utilizing this. And like I said, I think it's definitely in my top 5 as far as apps. And with a mobile app, it doesn't get much easier than this. Basically what you do, you download the app, and at that point in time, you're going to log in. And again, like I said, what the claim of fame here, what Receipt Bank does is it pulls off all the information from the receipt. If it's a credit card receipt, it's gonna pull out the last 4 digits of the credit card and match that up. If it's a bill, it's gonna pull out the information, the terms, and the whatnot with that. So it's great. And like I said, with the remote app, you just load it in, log in for the first time, and you click on the camera icon there, and you get the focus, and basically you take a picture. You take a picture of the invoice, of the receipt. After you take the picture, you make sure it's okay. They actually have a feature here that you can actually put some notes in it that will again show up and help facilitate how the data gets entered, in the QuickBooks. But with the remote app here, it allows you to enter your expenses on the go. You don't have to be sitting behind the desk. Now, if we do get a paper copy here in the office, we use a scanner and we scan that up to Receipt Bank. We do have that option of either using the smartphone app or scanning or forwarding electronic invoice that we would have seen, but it goes into Receipt Bank and then automatically over to QuickBooks. So we really like this. Like I said, this is definitely in my top 5. Also in this paper challenge mode, we have an app that we use here called Bill.com. And basically, Bill.com is a complete automated bill paying program. It works well when combined, with Receipt Bank. But again, so we get behind this mountain of paper and trying to manage. But where Receipt Bank does an excellent job, managing the plastic transaction, whether it be a credit card or whether it be a debit card, what Bill.com does then is it allows you to pay your bills electronically. It has a seamless integration, a two-way integration with QBO. So basically what you do, you just send an invoice up to Bill.com, and you can upload it in many different ways. You can fax it in, you can email it in, you can scan it and drag and drop. I mean, there's either way, you get it up there, and they will then digitize it. And so at that point in time, you can get rid of your file cabinets, the same as Receipt Bank. No more paper in the office. But like I mentioned, it has this two-way communication with QBO. Vendors are pulled up from QBO, and then the bill paid information. So basically, you can, like I said, digitize it here. We can set it up that we have approvers. After we upload the invoice to Bill.com. We then can have a business owner, we can have some administrative upload it, and then we have everything there, and then we can have a approver look at it and say, yeah, hey, everything looks good here, this is okay to pay, and then we schedule it for payment. We go through due date, schedule it. At that point in time, Bill.com takes care takes care of the rest. I mean, so we don't have to wait for signatures. Everything just sent out. The information automatically goes over to QuickBooks. There's no more double entry. And again, with the mobile app that comes with this here, we can keep top of our business while we're to go. We don't have to get behind this mountain of paper that we have. So there's two apps that we like as far as how to manage the paper flow and just getting things up and digitizing our accounts payable function. So with that, then once we have all this good information, what do we do with it now? And it's interesting, over the years, what I've learned, work with my clients in businesses is a lot of them don't like to spend the time scouring through, going over the detail of the financial statements. Some don't get it. I understand that. So what we've done, we came across an app called Fathom. And what Fathom does is extract the data, from QBO, and it's a complete financial analysis and management reporting tool that basically helps you assess your business performance. What we do with this is we go through, and every business has certain key performance indicators. So we're going to be looking at the key performance indicators, defining them, what's important for your business. And then we go and extract and we create financial dashboards. And this one you see here on screen, this is one of my favorite ones. I show this to clients. I mean, it means something to them. I'm not going to go over in detail, but a lot of times they'll say, hey, what's going on with the red? What's going on with 59%? They'll see. So, the red is telling us, hey, here's our targets we set here. We're not hitting them. What's up with that? We're only hitting 59% of our targets. So it allows us to go through and define certain things. We can sort them in different things, but these key performance indicators, they can be financial KPIs or they can be non-financial KPIs. And then there's a lot of different information we can get from that. We can chart certain things. We get graphs as far as showing what our progress where we come from. And then we can look at this profitability analysis. Are we hitting are we hitting profit? Or we look break even? Cash flow, another thing we look at. Is our business generating a positive cash flow? And we look at growth analysis. I mean, how's our trends? I mean, how are we comparing to this? We can look over various periods of time. How's our sales listing or gross profit? And this goal seek, this is one that we like to use a lot also. So basically what this allows us to do, it allows us to zero in on goals. If our profit's at 10%, and we want to increase our profit or net profit to 12%, what do we have to do? I mean, what if we increase price by 1%? How does that affect? So we can go through and analyze various components to see exactly what we want to do to hit this goal. And there's other things we can get a lot of reporting out of this to analyze. We also can do some comparison. We can do some benchmarking and do comparison to other businesses in that market, in your market. And we can sort it in various ways. And again, see how you're comparing with that. And there's a lot of other power with this. Again, this is one of my favorite apps that we utilize quite heavily. But at the end of the day, what it does, it pulls out key items from your business, puts them in a very visible format that you can see how you're doing on your key items. Now, having said that, you might have the question, what are my key KPIs, my key performance indicators? That's a discussion. We can help you through that. But every business has their KPIs and has these targets that need to be put out there and to monitor and see how my business is doing. So the next challenge that we tackle is this time tracking, and you can see by the picture we have on here the old manual time in, punching your time in and time out. So we still have that, but what we use is an app that's very, very popular in the QBO realm, and that is time tracking and T-sheets. And basically, you can get rid of your punch clock. I mean, they have a lot of power with this. You can get rid of your time clock and just simplify the whole payroll process. It's multiple platform, whether it's PC, phone, and what it does, it handles payroll, has job costing, has scheduling, and gives you business insight. And it just allows the employees to be active in this. And like I said, there's multiple platforms that you can utilize this on. And also you can do GPS tracking, so you can see, where your employees are at any point in time. Massive scheduling, as you can see by this graph here, and it pushes it out to the employees so they can see what they're scheduled for. And along with this, then with the job costing features here, it will allow you to track jobs and to see am I on target, from the time and on these jobs. Very customizable. Again, integrates with QuickBooks, and it streamlines the whole process there. Employees will keep track of their time, and then basically it does get approved before it goes into payroll. So T-Sheets is one of the leading QBO apps out there, and it does a very good job of getting your employees involved. So we looked at a couple of things, and now we look at how can we get our products out there. Again, you can see here we have the window display, but things are changing. We're finding more and more, movement to e-commerce. I mean, it's been a gradual process, but latest news obviously here is, Amazon buying Whole Foods and how that's going to change things. And you have Walmart buying Jet.com. So there's big players in this e-commerce and how this could develop. But at the end of the day, we have to get our products out there in front of people. So when we look at the e-commerce, we like this app. We like Shopify. Shopify, is a very, very powerful, very easy to use e-commerce shopping cart. I mean, it's easy to brand. You get complete control over how you want to look, what you want your online store to look like. It reflects you, your personality, and your business. And again, it streamlines the process of getting the information down into QuickBooks. I mean, it integrates with QuickBooks that pushes the sales information down. So things have changed with this. It used to be the old store here is, we'd have one location. We'd set up our shop and put our cash register out there and just sell from that. Now with today's thing, Shopify allows you to set up from multiple locations, allows you to accept various multiple forms of tender, of payment here. And it is, Shopify, what I liked about it is very simple to use. Basically, you just upload your product data onto the shopping cart if you get set up and you're ready to sell. And again, you can sell from various locations. Also allows you to track your sales. I mean, the reports that you can get out of here tracks your sales. Again, it synchronizes the inventory, your quantity in hand, and it definitely gives you valuable data to help manage your sales. What's nice about this package, though, it is flexible enough to handle multiple channels. So you can have various stores. You can have Amazon. You can have your shopping cart. You can have a brick and mortar retail place, and you can synchronize all these, and pull from various channels. So while we're on this retail discussion, one of the challenges that has been a major thorn in the side for accounting for years, especially in the small to mid-sized business applications, is this inventory. And so, we have the product here, we have the product to sell, but how can we manage this inventory? Inventory control, is very key in the profitability, of inventory, of your business rather. I mean, how much inventory you keep on hand. If you have inventory sitting on the shelf that's not moving, hey, that's costing you money. You got to keep the inventory moving. What's moving and what's not. So basically, we like this package called Trade Gecko. And Trade Gecko basically, it's an inventory management program that, of course, for today's theme, it integrates, with QuickBooks Online. And basically what it does is it empowers you to take control of your inventory, items here. You can, it automates the accounting. You can manage multiple warehouses, various currencies, e-commerce channels. Now, we like Trade Gecko because integration with QBO, and also it does integrate with Shopify. It does have a very powerful add-on, so we can actually put what we do is we put Trade Gecko in between QuickBooks Online and the shopping cart. But again, you have this two-way communication that's going on here. So the process is, I mean, you would create you would create a purchase order for your product, and so you create that purchase order. So and it's sent out to the supplier. Well, when it comes in, when that product comes in, the receipt of that product gets recorded in Trade Gecko. At that point in time, the quantity on hand, any pricing change or whatever gets shot up to Shopify. The accounts payable item activity with that item then gets recorded into QBO. So you have both ends of it. Trade Gecko's in here in the middle. And it does allow you to manage your you can set up reorder quantities, so you can see what's going on, with manage your inventory. Again, very powerful reporting as far as what's moving and what's not. So when you put this in conjunction with Shopify, it's a very, very powerful solution here. So moving on then, again, I know I'm moving faster, but I just want to make sure we get through these apps that we like. And so outside of inventory, the next challenge that we see is in the construction field. With the construction field, what's very, very important here is that we stay on top of our jobs. Do we know how we're faring on this job? What's our income, what's our cost so far on that job, to make sure we can use that for future bidding, et cetera. So again, QuickBooks has had some job costing, but we like this app, called Notify, and Notify basically offers you a very powerful job costing system. It also allows you to create bids, and then once you do the contract, how you manage the contracts. In the residential housing industry, change orders. Okay, so there's change orders happening all the time. So it actually gives you the capability of creating a change order, shooting that out to your customer, and they can actually electronically sign that change order and shoot it back to you. It allows you to schedule. The invoicing. There's various forms of invoicing. If you in the construction, you can have your AIA invoicing requirements, etc. So again, it's one of these. Since we're in the cloud, we can access Notify on various platforms, laptops, smartphones, etc. But at the end of the day, it does a very nice job with the bids, the contracts, the change orders. I mean, the communication with the client, with the customers, is powerful here. Pictures of the house process, the progress, et cetera, can be popped up on the web, and they can look at that. It allows you to resource scheduling. If you have equipment that's going to be going from job to job, it allows you to do that. It allows you to create the purchase orders of materials that's bought in this. And again, all this integrates seamlessly with QuickBooks. So there's a small handful of apps that work in conjunction with QuickBooks to streamline the accounting process, the bookkeeping process. But I tell you, I mean, this whole app market is just exploding. As you can see the list here on the screen. We talked about some things with accounts payable. CRM. I mean, there's various CRM packages, customer relationship management packages out there that will allow you to track all communications with the customer. So not only can you see what their buying habits have been, but you can see the communication that your sales team would have, with that particular customer. We talked about e-commerce. I mean, estimated the expense management. If you have people, Expensify is another app that we could have put on here very easily. It's very powerful as far as tracking expenses when you have people on the road. Again, using your smartphone to capture the data. The one that's really intriguing, it's a really powerful, I think, in the QuickBooks arena here is manufacturing. Days gone by, who in their right mind would try to use QuickBooks to manage a manufacturing company? But today, there's apps out there designed for manufacturing, and they're doing the heavy lifting. They're doing all the intensive manufacturing calculations that are needed, and that information is just shot down to QuickBooks. So there's powerful there. Point of sale solutions. I mean, we talked about Shopify, but there's other ones out there too. Square has a link into QBO. So there's a lot of things in project management and reporting, shipping and time tracking. But I think the power here is that we now have tools in our hands that allow us to capture how our business is doing. Now, we've had certain things in the past, but we can get this data into apps that will help us process it to make business decisions on what we're doing here. So it's just not a matter of, being in business today isn't just a matter of hey, pulling out the checkbook and writing a check, or pulling out the invoice pad and writing an invoice and getting paid and taking it to the bank. That's all fine and dandy, but what are we doing with that information? And I think that's what's key with all this, is for how everything ties together. It's very, very powerful. So, that comes to our final challenge here, is choosing the right connection. I mean, what is the correct app, for our business? That's where we can help assist you with that. We have various team people, excuse me, individuals on our team that can help us customize a suite of business solutions for you, with the advice we can give you, pardon me again, and the support. We can put this package together for you. It can look a little challenging, but at the end of the day, very, very powerful. So, if you have any questions on the information that we covered today, you can reach out to us, Lansing Associates. We're a firm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania that primarily works with small to mid-sized businesses. We help assist with the back office process. We try to take that off your plate, because what we've seen too many times is we will have individuals going into business pursuing the passion that they have. But at the end of the day, it sucks the life out of them. The business just sucks the life out of them, and I hate to see that. And that's why we got into this arena here, where we can take that off your plate and allow you to go out and, as I like to say, swing the hammer and to pursue the passion that pulled you into business in the first place. So again, appreciate everybody attending today. Any questions? Reach out to us, and we'll do our best to get answer your questions and helping you along with that way. So again, contact information is on screen, landiscpa.com, or if you want to call, it's 717-735-0834. Again, my name is Rich Landis, and it's been a pleasure here communicating to you today, and wish everybody a joyful day, rest of the day. So thank you and goodbye.